If you have ever lost a dog, you are probably carrying a secret, heavy weight of guilt. You play those final days over and over in your head. You wonder if you made the right choices. You wonder if you gave up too soon. You remember how they acted at the very end, and it haunts you because you think they were starving, confused, or that they wanted to die completely alone. But you are carrying that guilt because you are believing 3 heartbreaking lies about how a canine body naturally shuts down. By misunderstanding the biology of a dog's final days, we accidentally project our human fears onto their natural evolutionary process. Welcome to Canine Cognition Lab. Today, we are stripping away the human guilt and exposing the raw, beautiful, and deeply emotional science of what your dog actually experienced at the end of their life. This might be hard to hear, but it will finally give you the peace you deserve. Let's get into it. The first lie you believe is that you gave up on them too soon. For days, your dog has been incredibly lethargic, struggling to stand, and refusing food. You have been watching them fade. But then, one morning, everything suddenly changes. They stand up on their own, their eyes look bright, they wag their tail, and they even eat a full bowl of food. You cry tears of relief. You think, they are finally getting better. The medication is working. We have more time. But then, the very next day, they crash completely and they pass away. Or you have to make the agonizing decision to let them go. And the guilt absolutely crushes you. You lie awake at night thinking you euthanized them while they were actively recovering. But you are completely misinterpreting a biological phenomenon known in veterinary medicine and neurology as terminal lucidity, or the surge. When a canine brain recognizes that the major organs are actively failing and the body is shutting down, the autonomic nervous system triggers a final, massive release of adrenaline and endorphins. It dumps every single ounce of reserved energy the body has left into the bloodstream just to keep the vital systems running one last time. That sudden burst of energy was not a recovery. It was the biological candle burning its brightest right before it burns out completely. Your dog was not getting better. The universe was simply using their biology to give you one final beautiful day to say goodbye. You did not give up on them too soon. The second heartbreaking lie you believe is that you let them starve. You spend the final days cooking their absolute favorite meals. You offer them steak, boiled chicken, and peanut butter, but they just turn their head away in disgust. Because as humans, we equate feeding with loving. You panic. You might even try to force feed them with a syringe, or you sit beside them crying, overwhelmed with the guilt that your best friend is dying with an empty, aching stomach. You think, they must be so hungry, but they just can't eat. But you are completely misunderstanding the physiological, active dying process. When a dog's body prepares to shut down, the digestive tract is the very first system to completely turn off. Digesting food requires a massive amount of internal energy and blood flow, energy that a dying body simply does not have anymore. But here is the most important, comforting scientific fact you need to hear. When a dog stops eating at the end of their life, their body enters a metabolic state called ketosis. This chemical shift actively suppresses the feeling of hunger and releases natural endorphins that act as a biological anesthetic for the brain. By refusing food, they are not starving in agony. They are actually protecting themselves from severe nausea and naturally numbing their own pain. If you tried to force feed them, you were unintentionally fighting against their body's own natural pain relief system. Their fasting was not starvation. It was their biology's way of gently putting them to sleep without suffering. The third and most devastating lie is that they wanted to leave you. When the very end is near, something heartbreaking often happens. Your dog, who has followed you from room to room their entire life, suddenly uses whatever tiny amount of strength they have left to walk away from you. They crawl under the bed, they hide in the back of a dark closet, or they drag themselves to the furthest, most isolated corner of the backyard to take their final breath. When you find them there, it shatters your soul. You fall to your knees crying, thinking, why did they want to die alone? Did they not want me there? Did they not feel loved at the very end? The guilt of thinking your dog passed away feeling cold and isolated is unbearable. But you have completely misunderstood the ultimate final act of a dog's love. In evolutionary biology and wolfpack dynamics, this behavior is known as the denning, or isolation instinct. In the wild, when an animal is dying, their body begins to emit a specific biological scent. That scent acts as a magnet for predators, which immediately puts the entire pack in extreme danger. Your dog did not crawl under that bed because they stopped loving you. They did it because their deepest, most primitive biological instincts took over. Their biology told them, "I am becoming a danger to my pack. I must remove myself to protect them." When they hid in the dark to take their last breath, it was not an act of rejection. It was the ultimate, silent act of sacrifice. They were trying to draw the danger away from you. Even as their body was shutting down, their final thought, driven by millions of years of evolution, was to protect their pack leader. To protect you. Your dog never blamed you. They did not starve. Their brief moment of energy was a gift, and their isolation was their final act of absolute, unconditional loyalty. A dog's body is biologically programmed to leave this world in a way that protects you as much as possible. It is time to put down the heavy weight of that guilt. You did not fail them. You loved them exactly the way they needed to be loved. If this video brought you peace, please share it with someone else who is carrying the heavy burden of losing their best friend. They need to hear the truth. I want to dedicate this video to every dog who has crossed the rainbow bridge. Please, leave the name of your dog in the comments below so we can all remember them together. Subscribe to Canine Cognition Lab, and thank you for letting us share this journey with you. Rest in peace to all the good boys and girls out there. We will see you next time.